The Jazz Club was a modular building made by the Lego Group in January 2023, and it was the successor of the Boutique Hotel, two completely different sets in terms of style and colors, but they were actually from the hands of the same Lego designer. The combination is curious, the Jazz Club with the pizzeria. Well, you never say no to pizza, right? It contains 2,899 elements and a retail price of €240. It's more or less 8 cents per element, having one of the highest ratio price per part of the series. The modular is divided into two buildings. On the left side, we have the larger one, occupying more or less two-thirds of the base plate, with a Jazz Club, with darker colors, predominantly dark red and dark bluish gray, and on the other side, the absolute contrast, with a bright light yellow containing the pizzeria and the tailor. It is true that the chosen colors did not reach agreement among all fans. Personally, I really like this kind of yellow, perhaps due to the influence of some areas in Lisbon, and I believe it goes well with other colors such as dark green and white. The building next door seems to have tried to portray the New Orleans style, but I also confess that azure wouldn't be my top choice. First, the figures. Three musicians, one on the drums and the other on the double bass, an exclusive part of the set. They share the same torso, the latter having a rebuilt case on the back to store the instrument. There's a singer with a beautiful dress, the owner of the club, and a magician with a top hat with flowers, bunny, and magic handkerchiefs. There is also the pizzeria chef, the driver in an exclusive bright green scooter, and the tailor. As usual, most of the figures pieces are common to other themes, but at the time the set came out, two torsos were exclusive, the magician's and the singer's torso and skirt. But they all have come out in more sets, one of which is even a creator for you in one. Highlight also for the double bass player, who has an hearing aid. Starting with the outside and the smaller building, which is also my favorite, this one is only 2 stories high, but the greenhouse on top helps to give it more height. The store does not have any sign, but the awnings have the iconic Italian colors. The baskets with flowers give some color to the scene and some more life to the first floor. There is some sort of vertical garden that disguises a Technic brick that allows connection to the other modulars, but that can also be a little bit dangerous to the most distracted minifigure, especially if it is walking with the head down, focused on the cell phone. At the Jazz Club, we have very different details that are worth highlighting. The stained glass windows are one of them, which add color and uniqueness and a certain type of exclusivity or charm to the structure. The way these are built and placed also deserves to be mentioned, with the technique using brackets, jumper plates, and tiles. The huge lettering is made up with two printed tiles, and its frame is made using plates with handles and two sausages at the ends. Below, an azure facade with two windows and a central, skewed entrance, a cool detail that adds extra points to the build. There is also a poster printed on the panel serving as an advertising, show displays with a schedule and another printed tile indicating the tailor on a 2x2 round tile. All these elements are printed and exclusive. The Jazz Club has a bigger depth than the pizzeria, and for this reason, in the gap between the two buildings, there is a door that leads to the first floor. At the back of the club, there's a small balcony on the first floor, some windows, and a woodshed next to the back door of the pizzeria, which hides a connection between the two buildings. It is worth mentioning that the colors of the walls are quite uniform and consistent, with no other colors splashed here and there. Now, although it will be hidden when placed next to another set, I really like to see the chimney with the bricks along the building. Regarding the interiors, as usual in these sets, the ground floor is covered with tiles, and it's a shame that the same doesn't apply to the upper floors. The Jazz Club has a stage set up in the corner, at the back on the left side, in an angled way that makes good use of the space. It has drums at the back and a support with a saxophone, and above a structure with 3 spotlights and side curtains, which is secured at the top with 2 clips. There are 3 small tables and 6 chairs in total, and some lamps on the walls. Almost like an open space style, the pizzeria has easy access through an opening with a large arch. This one is very small, but has everything you need. A shelf with ingredients, an oven with some wood underneath, and a counter with products and a cash register. There's a small bathroom under the stairs, a bit limited in space. I believe the Avatar or Woody figures will have difficulty getting inside. The club's entrance, which has a ticket office and door, is positioned at a 45-degree angle. Aesthetically, it is very beautiful, but it also takes away some available space from the interior. To go upstairs, the only access is through the external lavender door. The stairs leads to the club manager's office, where there is a balcony with handrails, which allows you to view the stage. We have an L-shaped desk with a dial telephone, a green lamp, and a gramophone to play the latest hits from the 60s or 70s maybe. At the back wall, a painting, possibly a reference to the boutique hotel's art gallery. On this floor, there is also access to the stairs to the upper floor, an external balcony, and a tailor. The section contains a vintage sewing machine, reminiscent of those at our grandmother's or great-grandmother's place, a fireplace to take advantage of the chimney, and a shelf near the window with rolls of all kinds of fabrics. Also noteworthy is a mannequin, only the pins were missing, and a tall lamp. Finally, the top floor with a well-equipped dressing room, with a mirror created from a 2x4 silver tile. True, it doesn't reflect much, but is still a good use for the part. There is also a couch and a sheet of music so someone can rehearse. There are also some plants and a beautiful abstract painting with a musical note. We have the access to the roof, through some bars and an horizontal door, where there is a very suspicious squirrel. The only thing remaining is the greenhouse, which is one of my favorite details of the set, due to the way it is built. And I really liked its interiors with all sorts of vegetables and plants. The only thing I dislike seeing is that gap on the roof, which creates the feeling that it is unfinished. In conclusion, although in Portugal is not common, but apparently there are some countries and areas where pizzerias and jazz clubs are side by side, like London. Splitting the model into two smaller buildings certainly made it more visually appealing than if it was just one, but it also forced some sacrifices in the interior spaces. The arrangement of the stairs is also not very orthodox. If the band uses the dressing room, you will have to go out into the street and then enter the club through the front door or through the pizzeria if you are hungry. But these are, in my opinion, compensated by the details in the interiors, namely on the first and second floor, or even by the front facade. In aesthetic terms, and even in terms of the building experience, there are some great details in the windows, the ornaments on the roof, the club entrance, or even the jazz club sign. Therefore, within the modular theme, I think this set is clearly on the same level as others. It is not, in my opinion, on the top 5, but maybe more or less in the middle of the table. I believe it lacks a wow factor, something that makes it stand out from the others. But this is also the fault of the high expectations we place on these sets. And now, which modeler goes best with it? Let's do some experiments. So, what is your opinion on the set? And which one is your favorite modeler? Thank you, Lego on the Land, for sending that for review. Opinions on it are my own. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you won't miss more reviews in the upcoming days, with lots of novelties for 2025. And most importantly, play well.